now you're going to really hear the headliner here is Connor Duffy. And I met Connor this morning. He's just a terrific guy, and you're just going to love it, because if you can remember high school, you won't remember it this way, because this guy's amazing. Connor and his dad, Michael, is here. Michael, thanks for joining us as well. Connor is a senior at Mounds View High School. He's a JA student, and that's why he's here. He's inspired by JA. It's been part of his life. He's first in his class. I will embarrass you. 4.0 GPA. Perfect ACT. And it said near perfect SAT in the notes I had. Really? Near perfect? I had to go look it up. You know, SAT now is 800, 800, 800. Right? 2360. Really? 40 points on whatever. I'm glad to hear it, Con. You need to gotta be real, man. I appreciate that. And this guy's amazing, right? First in his class. He was one of 50 summer interns at a research institute at MIT. One of 50 in the country. And in fact, that's one of his potential choices. He can probably go wherever he wants for college. He's also the first person in history to have a perfect score in the Minnesota Economics Challenge competition. I have no idea what that means, but being the first in history is really good. And perfect is a good thing too, so that works. Connor's been part of JA since the 9th grade, particularly part of the JA Titan program. The Titan program is part of this simulation opportunity where 4 students team up and they take a business simulation and they compete with others. It's like a simulation for business or for economics. As I'm told, he and his team qualified for the Global Titan competition this summer. And then the teams all over the globe, they placed second, beating out teams from Russia, Poland, and Canada. He's proficient beyond words in piano. He does speak French, Vietnamese, and probably a whole lot of other things, and a whole lot of programming, I'm sure. What I like about Connor, having met him now, is he's just a really nice guy. And Connor, you have a chance today to represent 136,999 other young people. And with your background and your resume, we wish you the very best in your future. We hope that JA will forever be part of that future. We hope you'll advocate for it and tell your story. And in fact, for the benefit of all of us, please come forward now and tell us a little bit about you and how JA mattered to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Davis, for that kind introduction. Since my 9th grade year of high school, I've been involved in an amazing junior achievement program called the Titan Business Challenge. Junior Achievement Titan is a business simulation in which teams of 4 students work together to act as CEOs of a virtual manufacturing business, making the financial and production decisions for the firm. We compete against other teams in making decisions in real time, and at the end of the 20-quarter period of time, the team with the highest retained earnings is declared the winner. So I became involved in Titan because 9th graders at Mounds View High School are given the opportunity to go to the Maplewood JA office and compete against other schools from the metro area in Titan. And so I put together a team with some of my friends in 9th grade, and we competed in the fall of that year. It's interesting that Mr. Davis would mention the Roger Bannister story, because actually before the competition, our 9th grade economics teacher told us, good luck, but you guys don't really stand a chance at the state level, because so many other teams put in so much time, and good luck, but you don't stand a chance. So 4 of us on our team weren't really satisfied with not having a chance. So we spent night after night after night putting together impromptu practice sessions together, playing games against each other, figuring out what worked and what didn't. And when we went to the competition, we did win first place, and we went on to win the state championship in our 9th grade year. Then this past year, my junior year at Mounds View, I took AP Economics, and once again I had the opportunity to participate in the Titan Business Program. Last year we actually had the opportunity to compete in the global version of the program, in which we compete against teams from around the world. So this one was a completely online simulation, and so we entered our decisions and they were combined with the ones from around the world and see who won. We ended up placing first in the global semifinal, which allowed us to compete at the global championship tournament held this August at the Junior Achievement headquarters in Delaware. So in August of this year, we traveled to Delaware, and we met teams from around the world, the best in their countries at Junior Achievement Titan. And it was really interesting to meet with them because they came from very different walks of life, very different perspectives, and it was interesting to hear their different perspectives on the game. Each of them had different strategies that had worked for them in their own competitions, and it was cool to see the different routes that they went, many of which were equally valid methods of success. We were able to partake in various social activities with them, as well as the single day of competition that happened in the middle of our week-long stay in Delaware. And after one really long day of competition, playing all sorts of games with all these people, simulations all day, we came in second place, and that was a very pleasing end to our Titan careers. And it was a lot of fun too. So, what have we gained from JA Titan? Well, the first thing we've gained is definitely an appreciation of the necessity of teamwork. Always the 4 members of our team would have different perspectives on what to do, what would be successful. And oftentimes we'd spend whole lunch times or whole hours arguing about what would be the best way to go about making our financial decisions. But always in the end, the compromise that we reached was better than any of our individual ideas would have been. And that was a very eye-opening fact. Another thing that Junior Achievement gives to young people is that it's a real-world application of textbook microeconomics. So we learn from a textbook the principles of microeconomics in class, but there's no way to get a feel for how they actually work until you've applied them in a real-world situation. And although, of course, a business simulation is not the same as the real world, it does an amazing job of simulating those aspects, the interplay of pricing in the market, or how R&D expenditures will affect your demand in the future. We learned how to run a successful business. Many people in this room have run their own successful businesses. This is giving us an idea of what it takes, because we are competing against other people who have the same interest, trying to garner those retained earnings, trying to keep up demand despite poor economic conditions, and that's what we learn in this game. It's practical, and it is in your face, I guess you could say, how this stuff works in the real world. We learn how to assess risk. We would always have to take risk in the game, whether we wanted to suddenly have a price hike or a price cut, whether we wanted to spend a lot of money on R&D or marketing, even though the economy was kind of sluggish in the simulation. But we would know how to quickly and quantitatively assess those factors in order to determine what would be best for our business. And perhaps what I think is the overall most important thing that we gain from Junior Achievement Titan is how to adapt to unpredictable changing conditions in the real world. And this is something that is not only applicable in finance or business, it's applicable in any profession. It's applicable in scientific research, it's applicable in hospitality, in manufacturing. Anywhere you will have to adapt to new conditions in the world, and you won't be able to have a plan that's going to last 10 years, 20 years if you can't foresee exactly what's going to happen. And we were able to take advantage of the interplay with other teams. You would never know what these other teams were going to do in advance. You couldn't go into the competition saying, we are going to do this every quarter. You had to see what's going to happen, quickly assess what's happening, and make your decisions in response. Junior Achievement has been a wonderful experience for me and for my fellow students at Mountain View High School, and I would encourage you to support Junior Achievement's remainder of its amazing programs to continue Junior Achievement's success well into the future. Well, so now that you have learned more about Junior Achievement and one of its tremendous programs, it's my privilege to ask you to make a financial investment in our ongoing success. This is not just an investment in Junior Achievement, it's truly an investment in our own futures, and I believe it's one of the most important investments that any of us can make. This morning, Junior Achievement is requesting financial support for what it needs most: funding to help Junior Achievement reach more students in Greater Minnesota. There are thousands of young people in the community who could benefit from Junior Achievement's programs, and with your support, even more students can be inspired to success. To inspire you to contribute, I'd like to tell you about 2 amazing opportunities. First, Board Emeritus Hugh Schilling has generously offered to match all new and increased gifts to Junior Achievement of the Upper Midwest up to $25,000. To encourage you to take advantage of this generous opportunity to leverage your gift in support of JA, we encourage you to make a financial contribution today. Second, Junior Achievement is launching a brand new partnership called the Classroom Champions Fund. The cost for Junior Achievement to provide programming to one classroom is $500. So with the contribution of that amount, you can make a difference in the business and academic lives of an entire classroom of students. If you've been inspired by what you've heard today, I ask you now to consider becoming a founding member of this Classroom Champions Fund. Thank you very much for your time, and now I'd like to turn it over to the President and CEO of Junior Achievement of the Upper Midwest, Ms. Gina Blaney. Thank you.